good 4th of July weekend. No, I did. Had some good time to reset, relax, hang out with the family and the girlfriend. It was all good. Hope y'all did the same. So now that we had that weekend off, a few days to reset, we're back again. Got picks for you for July 7th. So far, the Suns beat the Bucks in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. The Habs have resiliently attempted to fight back against the Lightning and won one game, with Tampa going back to Tampa Bay with the mayor begging the team to win on home ice. And we got the MLB approaching the All-Star break. So we got some smooth transitions going in before we get into fantasy football, before I start working really hard on that for you guys. But this Saturday, Mystic Mac, Conor McGregor will be fighting. So be on the lookout in the next couple days. We'll have the betting picks up and the DFS picks up. Possibly DFS picks. That is a lot of work along with all this going on. But definitely the betting picks up for the Conor McGregor fight. We got Sean O'Malley fighting a character out of complete obscurity, accepting a fight on Twitter. So it's going to be a really good card. Wonder Boy's on it versus older Burns, Big Burns, some of you will. But we're going to get going at it for Wednesday, July 7th. So starting off with MLB, we got the White Sox over the Twins. Buyer beware on this, strictly because Lynn has been on a little bit of a downswing, and I do bet the first halves for baseball. I don't bet full games. But I think the White Sox should pull it off here. Lenny's 8-3, 2.02 ERA versus Pineda, who's 3-4 with a 3.7 ERA. Like I said, you can go with it. I'm going to go with it. I think the White Sox are going to beat them. They're a superior team, and they're probably going to go for the road sweep. They are a little banged up, though, and they might be thinking about kind of trying to give some guys a couple little break here and there. But I think the White Sox are going to take it. Next, we got the Texans over the Tigers. Gibson 6-0 with a 1.98 ERA versus Mize, who's 5-5 with a 3.5 ERA. No-brainer here. Go with the Texans. Both some bad teams, but better pitching there. Next up, we got the Blue Jays versus the Orioles. Ryu, who's 7-5 with a 3.65 ERA versus Harvey, who's 3-9 with a 7.34 ERA. I like the Blue Jays there. I think they have a good close towards the end right before the All-Star break, and make some headway versus a bad team in the Orioles. Next up, we got the Phillies versus the Cubs. Wheeler, who's 6-4 with a 2.05 ERA versus Mills, who's 3-2 with a 4.85 ERA. Cubs are dead. Next up on these, we got some other asterisks, which is some buyer bewares or some different angles that we might be taking depending on what the books open with in the morning as the time I'm recording this. Nothing's out yet. So we got the A's over the Astros. Minea, who's 6-5 with a 3.13 ERA versus Garcia, who's 6-5 with a 3.14 ERA. I like whoever gets the plus run line on this. It should be the A's because they're the traveling team. The Astros are at home. They did get the plus a half run line in the first half today, and that did cash. So I do like the A's to repeat that again. It's a completely identical matchup from a pitching perspective. So whoever gets the plus end of that run line in the first half, I like taking that. It should be about the same money as it was today. It was a coin flip, so most likely mirror match. And then lastly, for MLB, we got the Giants over the Cardinals. Wood, he's got 3.89 ERA with 9 home runs allowed versus Oviedo, who's 0-4 with a 5.14 ERA, 7 home runs allowed. I think the first inning draw may be sneaky, which I think is very probable, considering both teams are very decent from a win-loss perspective as well as from a rankings perspective. The pitching here and the records don't tell all the story as the team as a whole, so I think that first inning draw line may be really sneaky, and I do like the Giants on the first half unless the juice just simply isn't worth the squeeze. Next up, we got the Lightning over the Habs. The Lightning are minus 230 right now, closing out at home over the Habs. But the Habs feel so disrespected. They won the last game. They think that the Lightning are taking them for granted, with the mayor giving that speech begging the team to take it easy on them so they can win at home on home ice, because the friends and family of the Lightning were not allowed into Canada. So that is a bit of a narrative to keep in mind, with the odds being so subjective to that, with the Vegas lines opening as high as they are. But the Habs can get plus 1.5 and be in striking distance. And if the Habs start off heavy, they're hulking up like Hogan in 1985. This is the complete narrative that they've ridden the whole Stanley Cup playoffs so far, that they're the down and out team, everyone's taking them for granted, and they come back and shock the world and make it happen. So the Habs can come back and make it happen. I'm not putting it past them, but completely logically, the Lightning are winning the series. Next up, we got the last Final Four match in the Euros 2020. I like the England money line. It's opening a minus 140. Well, not opening. It's still at minus 145 currently, which is still decent odds. Under 2.5 goals, minus 170. Sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze. The sim has this at 62% to hit. I think it's a solid line. I am currently on the Super Boost that was on FD this morning. That was for Italy and England to advance into the finals at plus 200. Italy has hit this, and England just needs to hit tomorrow, and this will strike, so that'll be pretty well. Aside from that, that's what I like tomorrow. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. Next up for tennis, we're closing out Wimbledon. Basically, we got the Final Four coming up. The odds aren't great for the Final Four right now. Djokovic and the final 8, so the Final 4 matches, I'm sorry. But for the Final 4 matches, Federer and Djokovic are both very favored, and the people that they're opposing on opposite brackets are also pretty favored as well. So it is a lopsided matchups that we have coming up. I think Djokovic versus Federer in the final, it's plus 190 on FD from what I saw in the futures. It should win. Djokovic should play and then win versus Shapovalov, who should win, and then Federer should win and then face Hurkacz, who should handle Berrettini. And then Federer currently on the futures is plus 750 to win the tournament. Djokovic was like minus 190, or could have been 290 if I'm mistaken. But those are also very lopsided odds. So I do think it's very favorable to take a little sprinkling on Federer at plus 750 to win the tournament. But I very much like Djokovic versus Federer in the final as a future. And I think this is being very overlooked. And this is probably very safe, in my opinion. And then Federer at plus 750 could be the sneakiest line in the tournament for where it's at right now for his standing. So that's all we got for today, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with Game 2 of the NBA Finals, some more MLB picks, and then some possible teasers from any film that I've watched so far leading up to UFC 264. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. All the support really means a lot, being an independent content creator and, trying to make this my dream and do what I do for a living. So appreciate it, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, gang.